death at his own son's hands. That's how the seers and all the revelations mapped out the future. Brush it from your mind. Whatever it is that God needs and seeks, he will bring to light himself with ease.
Strange, hearing you just now. My mind wandered, my thoughts racing back and forth.
What do you mean? Why so anxious, startled?
I thought I heard you say that Laius was killed in a place where 3 roads meet.
That was the story. It hasn't died out yet.
Where did this thing happen? Be precise.
A place called Focus, where 3 branching roads, one from Dahlia and one from Delphi, come together. Crossroads.
When did this happen?
The heralds no sooner declared Laius dead than you came and they hailed you king of thieves.
No, no, no. Big God just called a dreadful curse upon myself. I simply didn't know.
What are you saying? I shudder to look at you.
Something more. Laius, describe him. What did he look like? Had he reached his prime?
He was swarthy. The gray had just begun to streak his temples. His build, not far from your own.
I have a terrible fear the blind seer can see.
What, Oedipus? What haunts you so?
Nothing more. Did he go with a light or heavy escort like a lord or king?
There were 5 in the party. A herald among them and a single wagon carrying Laius.
I see it all clear as day. Who told you this betide, Jocasta?
A servant who reached home, the lone survivor.
Can we bring him back? Quickly.
No, indeed. As soon as he returned home from the scene and saw you on the throne with Laius dead and gone, he knelt and clutched my hand, pleading with me to send him to the hinterlands of pasture, far away as possible, out of sight of Thebes. I sent him. Slave though he was, he earned the favor. That and much more.
Can we send for him? Bring him back.
Easily. Why do you want him so?
I have a terrible fear. I've said too much already. But that man, I've got to see him.
Then he'll come. But even I'd like to think, have a right to know what's torturing you so, my lord.
So you shall. You can hold back nothing from you. My father was Oedipus, the king of Corinth. My mother, Dorian, Merope. I was held a prince of the realm by the people there until something strange, something sudden came out of me. There was a man at a banquet. He had drunk too much and he was far gone, mind you. And he shouted out that I am not my father's son. I barely restrained myself that day, but early the next, I went to my mother and father, questioned them closely, and they were enraged at the accusation and the fool who let it fly. So as for my parents, I was satisfied. Still this thing kept gnawing at me. The slander spread. So unknown to my mother and father, I set out for Delphi. There the god Apollo flashed before my eyes, the future brimming with pain, terror, and disaster. I can hear him cry. You are fated to couple with your mother. You will bring a breed of children into the light that no man can bear to see. You will cut down your father, the one who gave you life. I heard all that and I ran. I abandoned Corinth. I gauged its landfall only by the stars, running, always running. Till at last I came to that place where the great king you say met his death. Where the 3 roads meet. Walking down that road, I began to see a herald with a brace of colts drawing a wagon, and on the bench a man, just as you described him. And the driver, the one in the lead, was about to thrust me off the road. Brute force. I struck him in anger. And then the driver, down, the old man on the bench, brought down his prong, 2 prongs, straight at my head. I paid him back with interest. Short work, by God, I killed them all. Every mother's son. Every mother's son. there's any blood tie between Elias and that stranger. What man alive more miserable than I, more hated by the gods? You. Touch you with these hands. These hands that killed your husband cover you in blood! Sink from the world of men, vanish without a trace, rather than be stained with such corruption, stained to the heart.
My lord, you fill our hearts with fear. But at least until you question the witness, do take hope.
Yes, exactly. Man, I've got to see him. He is crucial.
And once he arrives? What then? Why so urgent?
If it turns out that his story matches yours, I'd escape the worst.
What did I say? What struck you so?
You said thieves. He said a whole band of them murdered Elias. If he holds that number, I cannot be the killer. One can't equal many. But if he refers to one man alone, clearly the scales come down on me. I am guilty.
Impossible. Trust me. I told you precisely what he said. He cannot retract it. Now the whole city heard it.
Yes.
Not just I. And if he were to bury his first report, by one man more or less, still, my lord, he cannot make the murder of Elias truly fit his prophecy. Apollo was explicit. My son. He was doomed to kill my husband, my son! Poor Vincent, he never had the chance to kill his father.
No.
They destroyed him first. So much for the prophecy. It's neither here nor there. From this day on, it wouldn't look right or left.
True, but still that man, I've got to see him. Someone fetch him now.
I'll send at once. But do let's go inside. I'd never displease you, least of all in this.